This is the story of a boy no one expected. A boy who would become a king, a warrior, a poet, and one of the most complex figures in history. His name was David. Long before crowns and palaces, David lived among sheep. He was the youngest son of Jesse, sent into the fields while his brothers trained for war. In the eyes of his family, David was insignificant, but in the eyes of God, he was chosen. When the prophet Samuel came to Bethlehem, he was searching for Israel's next king. Jesse presented his strongest sons, tall, confident, impressive, but God rejected them all. Man looks at the outward appearance, God told Samuel, but I look at the heart. Only then was David called in from the field, a shepherd, sunburned, unarmed. Samuel poured oil over his head, anointing him as the future king of Israel. In that moment, the Spirit of God came upon David. But David did not become king that day. Years of trials still awaited him. Israel soon faced one of its greatest threats. The Philistines stood on one hill, the Israelites on another. Between them stood Goliath, a giant, a seasoned warrior, armed from head to toe. For 40 days, he challenged Israel to send a champion. No one moved. Fear ruled the army. David came to the battlefield only to bring food to his brothers. But when he heard Goliath's words, he was not afraid. "Who is this man?" David asked, "that he should defy the living God?" King Saul doubted him. Soldiers mocked him. But David remembered the lions and bears he had defeated while protecting his sheep. "The same God who saved me then," David said, "will save me now." With a sling and 5 stones, David walked toward the giant. One stone flew through the air. One moment of silence, and Goliath fell. That day, David became a hero. David rose quickly in the kingdom. He served King Saul. He led armies. He won battles. People sang songs in the streets. Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands. And Saul became jealous. What began as admiration turned into hatred. Saul hunted David like an animal. David fled into the wilderness, hiding in caves, betrayed and exhausted. Yet even when David had the chance to kill Saul, he refused. "I will not raise my hand against the Lord's anointed," David said. David waited. He trusted. And in time, Saul's reign ended. David became king. As king, David united Israel. He captured Jerusalem. He brought peace and prosperity. And he desired to build a house for God. But power brings temptation. One evening, David saw a woman bathing. Her name was Bathsheba. David took her. And when she became pregnant, he tried to hide his sin. One lie led to another. One sin led to tragedy. An innocent man died because of David's choices. The prophet Nathan confronted him, and David broke. "I have sinned against the Lord," he confessed. Unlike many kings, David did not deny his guilt. He repented. He wrote songs of sorrow, of humility, of hope. "Create in me a clean heart," David cried, and God forgave him. But forgiveness did not erase the consequences. David's family suffered. His kingdom was shaken. David's life was marked by victories and failures, faith and weakness, joy and grief. Yet through it all, he remained a man who sought God. Not because he was perfect, but because he was honest. David understood something few people do. God does not choose the flawless. He chooses the faithful, the humble, the repentant. From shepherd to king, from sinner to worshipper, David's story reminds us that greatness is not about power, but about the heart. And sometimes, the greatest kings begin in the fields.